Ever feel like there's a whole other world just beyond our reach? Well, today we're going to dive into some sources that explore exactly that feeling. We'll be looking at Rudolf Steiner's lectures concerning the astral world and Devachan. And we'll also be checking out The Law of One, which is full of channeled wisdom from an entity called Ra. So get ready for a wild ride as we blend esoteric knowledge with a little bit of science fiction. Steiner starts off by painting this really vivid picture of the astral world. It's a realm beyond our normal senses, but he says it's not just an empty space. It's actually teeming with all these different beings, each with its own unique energy and purpose.
It's like he's giving us a travel guide to a world we can't even see with our ordinary eyes.
Right. It's so cool. And some of these inhabitants are straight out of a fantasy novel. For example, he mentions these somnambulists. They can kind of see into the astral, but their visions are like, I don't know, unverified rumors.
Yeah, it's like trying to peek through a fogged-up window. You can make out shapes and movement, but you can't really see the details clearly.
Then there are those who are like the astral pros, right? They can see this realm with the same clarity as we see the table right in front of us. Imagine having your spiritual senses that tuned in. Wow.
That level of perception takes some serious training, though, honing your inner senses to receive the subtle vibrations of the virtual world.
Okay, so it's not all friendly faces in the astral world, though, is it? Steiner also mentions these destroyers and devastators, and just the names themselves are a little creepy.
Well, these beings represent the forces of disruption in the astral, and it's important to remember that this realm, like our own, has its balance of light and shadow.
Okay, so hypothetically speaking, let's say I'm astral projecting, and suddenly I bump into one of these destroyers. Do I even have time to freak out, or is it more like instant cosmic game over?
Well, fear is a natural reaction, but the key in such an encounter would be to maintain a calm and centered mind. Getting all agitated would just amplify the negative energies.
Okay, so no running and screaming, got it. More like, oh, hello there, Mr. Destroyer, lovely to see you. But seriously, how do you even cultivate that kind of inner peace when facing a cosmic destroyer?
It's about ongoing practice, building inner strength and awareness. Not about suppressing fear, but about grounding yourself in a higher consciousness.
Right. Okay, deep breaths, everyone. This is some pretty heavy stuff. And hold on, because it gets even wilder. Steiner dives into this idea of a hidden language woven into the cosmos. He says that colors, sounds, even shapes are not just random. They're actually expressions of spiritual beings.
Steiner isn't just talking about symbols, he's saying there's a direct correlation between these elements and the activity of spiritual beings. It's like the universe is communicating in a code that we haven't quite cracked yet.
That is absolutely mind-blowing. It's like the universe is whispering secrets to us. But who can understand these whispers? Who can actually decipher this cosmic code?
Well, Steiner calls those individuals chalice. They're the ones who dedicate themselves to understanding this subtle language of the universe. They're like interpreters of these hidden messages, able to perceive the spiritual forces at play behind the physical world.
So they're basically cosmic code breakers. That's amazing. But how does someone even begin to develop that kind of perception?
It's a process of deep inner work, refining your senses to pick up on the subtlest vibrations of the spiritual world. It's about training your intuition, like an athlete trains their body.
I'm starting to see a theme here. It's not enough to just read about this stuff. You actually have to actively cultivate your own spiritual senses.
Absolutely. It's an active process of transformation, of awakening to the deeper layers of reality that are always present, just often hidden from our ordinary perception.
Okay, I know Steiner talks about two realms, the astral world, which we've been discussing, and Devachan. And he even says that they can appear to blur together at first. So for those of us who haven't mastered astral travel yet, how can we tell them apart?
Well, think about the human aura, that luminous field around our physical bodies that clairvoyants can see. It actually changes depending on whether we're in an astral or devachanic state.
Right, the aura, it's not just some mystical thing. It's actually reflecting different levels of spiritual activity.
Exactly. And the key difference is that Devachan is our true spiritual home. It's a realm of pure essence where we recharge between lives. It's where we process the experiences from our physical incarnations and prepare for the next chapter of our soul's journey.
So you're saying that Devachan isn't just some cosmic nap time. It's where our souls level up between lives. That really changes things.
It's more like a cosmic retreat, a place of profound peace and restoration where we reconnect with our true nature and purpose.
Wow, suddenly my long commute and deadlines seem a lot less important.
From the perspective of Devachan, our earthly concerns do take on a different hue. It reminds us that our true essence transcends the limitations of our physical existence.
Now, Steiner uses this pretty vivid imagery to describe the relationship between the physical and spiritual worlds. He compares the physical world to a tool, like a hammer, and says that the spiritual world is the craftsman who created it. It's a powerful metaphor, but what does it mean for us here in the everyday world?
Well, it emphasizes the interconnectedness of these realms. Just as a hammer is shaped by the craftsman's hand, the physical world is shaped by spiritual forces, and we, as spiritual beings, choose to come into this physical realm to participate in that shaping process, to bring spiritual impulses into material manifestation.
So it's like we're not just tourists passing through, we're active participants in this cosmic construction project. I like that.
Exactly. Each lifetime is an opportunity to contribute to the grand design, to refine and shape the world according to the blueprint of our highest aspirations.
But Steiner doesn't shy away from the challenges involved, does he? He uses this really powerful image of the Pontius Pilatus spirit crucified in matter to describe the struggle and sacrifice inherent in this process. That's pretty intense.
Yes, it speaks to the inherent tension between the spiritual and material realms. We're essentially bridging two worlds, and that can involve friction, resistance, even suffering.
It's like we're both the artist and the canvas, the sculptor and the clay, and the creative process can be messy and challenging.
A very apt analogy, and it's in that tension, in that dynamic interplay, that true growth and transformation occur.
Now, there's one more point from Steiner that I want to touch on before we move on to the law of one. He mentions a secret of our root race, something he hints at but never fully reveals. It's like he's dangling a cosmic carrot in front of us. What do you think this secret might be, and why is he so cryptic about it?
It's clearly a significant concept in his teachings, tied to the future evolution of humanity. He encourages us to focus on the eternal, on the grand sweep of cosmic evolution. Rather than getting bogged down in the immediate concerns of our earthly lives, it's an invitation to look beyond the surface and seek a deeper meaning.
Okay, so we're left with more questions than answers, but that's how a good deep dive should be, right? Leaving us with something to ponder, something to explore further.
It's the spark of curiosity, the desire to understand that fuels our journey of discovery. And as we move into our exploration of the Law of One, I think we're going to find some intriguing connections to Steiner's teachings. It's true, exploring these big ideas often leaves us with even more questions than answers. It really pushes us to dig deeper into the mysteries of existence.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and bring in the law of one. This material is known for being pretty dense, so can you give us the Cliff's Notes version? What are the absolute essentials for our listeners?
Well, a core message is right there in the name. All is one. Ra, the entity speaking through the channel, really emphasizes the interconnectedness of everything in the cosmos. It all stems from this single, unified source of consciousness.
That kind of reminds me of what Steiner is saying about the spiritual world being the craftsman behind the physical world, right? It's like these different sources are all pointing to the same basic truth.
Exactly. And within this idea of oneness, Ra introduces this concept of densities. They're like different levels of spiritual evolution that souls progress through. It's a bit like Steiner's realms, but Ra offers a more, well, structured framework to help us understand these different levels of existence.
Okay, so picture reality like a layered cake. Each layer represents a different density. We're currently on third density Earth, dealing with duality and free will. But what awaits us on those higher layers? Is it all rainbows and unicorns, or are there still challenges up there?
Well, each density has its own unique set of lessons and experiences, but the general direction is towards expanding consciousness and moving closer to the source. Fourth density, which Earth is currently moving toward, is all about love, understanding, and a deeper sense of connection with others.
That sounds pretty good. Sign me up. But what about those even higher densities? What's it like to be a fifth density being, for example?
Fifth density is the realm of wisdom and light, where souls can delve into the deeper mysteries of the universe. Imagine a cosmic library with infinite knowledge, where souls can just engage in pure contemplation and study.
So basically, they're the ultimate cosmic scholars. No more student loans, no more all-nighters cramming for exams, just pure, blissful knowledge absorption.
Perhaps, but remember, the pursuit of wisdom in fifth density goes beyond just intellectual understanding. It's about integrating that knowledge into your being, becoming a living embodiment of wisdom and compassion.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. What about sixth and seventh density? Are those like the VIP levels of existence where souls have reached, like, cosmic enlightenment?
Well, sixth density represents unity and integration, a merging of individual consciousness with the larger cosmic consciousness. It's a step closer to the source, a state of being where separation dissolves and oneness is experienced directly.
Whoa, that's intense. And seventh density, is that where the soul finally merges back into the source, completing the cosmic cycle?
Seventh density is a realm of completion and transcendence, a final merging with the Creator before the journey begins anew in another octave of densities. It's beyond our current understanding, but Ra describes it as a state of pure being, a return to the ultimate source of all creation.
And my mind is officially blown. So we have this cosmic cake of seven densities. each with its own unique flavor of spiritual evolution. But how do we actually move between these layers? Is there a cosmic elevator, or is it more like climbing a really long staircase?
I'm afraid there are no shortcuts on the spiritual path. It's not about physical movement, it's about vibrational alignment. As we evolve in consciousness, our vibration rises, and that naturally draws us towards higher densities.
So it's not about earning our way up the cosmic ladder. It's about becoming the kind of beings who naturally resonate with those higher frequencies.
Precisely. It's an inward journey of transformation that ultimately reflects outwards in our actions and choices.
And speaking of choices, one of the key ideas in the Law of One is the whole service to others versus service to self thing. This is where things get really interesting. Ra suggests that both paths can actually lead to spiritual growth, but they have very different outcomes. I've always thought about spirituality as being all about selflessness and compassion. So this idea that serving yourself can also lead to spiritual advancement is kind of mind-boggling.
It definitely challenges our conventional ideas about what constitutes spiritual progress. But Ra explains that both paths are valid. They ultimately lead back to the source. Service to others emphasizes love, unity, and compassion, while service to self is focused on personal power and control.
So it's like two sides of the same cosmic coin, both valid, but with different paths and destinations. But wait, doesn't service to self sound kind of selfish? Isn't spirituality about transcending the ego?
That's a common misconception. Service to self isn't about being selfish or egotistical in a negative way. It's about recognizing the power of individual will and seeking to refine and strengthen it. Ultimately, both paths, when taken to their highest potential, lead to reunion with the Creator.
So even with what seem like selfish motivations, you can eventually transcend that selfishness and achieve a higher state of being. That's a pretty radical idea. It's like saying even Darth Vader could find his way back to the light side, even if he took the scenic route.
Maybe a bit more nuanced than that. But the basic idea holds true. The journey of spiritual evolution is a complex and multifaceted one, with many paths and possibilities.
This whole polarity thing is fascinating. It reminds me of how Steiner described all the different beings in the astral realm. Some are benevolent, some not so much. Maybe it's all part of this grand cosmic tapestry, with both light and shadow playing an essential role in the evolution of consciousness.
Indeed, the universe is a vast and complex tapestry, woven from threads of light and darkness, love and fear, unity and separation. It's through the interplay of these polarities that creation unfolds.
And speaking of fascinating beings, Ra introduces the concept of wanderers. These are souls from higher densities who choose to incarnate on Earth to help raise the planet's vibration and to help with the transition to fourth density. Wait a minute, are you saying there might be aliens walking among us? Like I could be having coffee with a fifth-dimensional being and not even know it.
It's fascinating thought, isn't it? Wanderers often feel a deep sense of purpose and a yearning for something beyond the ordinary. They may feel out of place, drawn to spiritual seeking, or driven to help others in a really profound way.
Okay, so if I suddenly crave cosmic smoothies and start channeling intergalactic poetry, that might be a sign. But really, is there any way to know for sure? Do you need some special cosmic decoder ring?
There's no foolproof test. It's more about tuning into your inner knowing, paying attention to those recurring feelings and intuitions that point towards a higher purpose.
Okay, I'm officially adding potential wanderer to my list of self-descriptors. It's definitely more exciting than chronically sleep-deprived podcast host. But speaking of cosmic origins, Ra claims to be part of a social memory complex from Venus. What's their story? Were they like the ancient astronauts building pyramids and influencing human civilization?
Ra describes their civilization as a very advanced sixth-density society. They were focused on service to others. They tried to help Earth's development in the past, but they encountered a lot of misunderstanding and resistance, and eventually they withdrew from direct contact.
That sounds kind of familiar. Why do even the best intentions to help often backfire? What can we learn from Ra's experience?
Well, it highlights how important it is to respect free will, to offer guidance without imposing beliefs. True service means empowering others to make their own choices, even if those choices are different from our own.
That's a really powerful lesson, and it's one we're still grappling with today. It's easy to think we know what's best for others, but ultimately, each soul has its own path.
And that's the beauty of free will. It allows for such a diversity of experiences and perspectives, which just enriches the whole tapestry of creation.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these concepts connect. The astral realms, hidden languages, the choice between service paths, the whole mystery of wanderers. It's like we're putting together a giant cosmic jigsaw puzzle, and each source adds another layer of complexity.
And the puzzle isn't finished yet. There's always more to uncover, more to explore, both within ourselves and in the vastness of the cosmos.
Yeah, it really is an incredible journey, isn't it? And one thing that struck me about both Steiner and Ra was this emphasis on personal responsibility. It's not just presenting a bunch of mystical concepts, right? They're saying that we actually have a role to play in how reality unfolds.
Oh, absolutely. Both sources highlight the power of conscious choice. We're not just along for the ride, we're actually co-creating our own reality, and even, to some extent, the collective reality of humanity as a whole.
Okay, so if we're all connected, like Ross is, and our choices have this ripple effect, does that mean we're all responsible for everything happening in the world? I mean, that's a lot of pressure.
Well, it's not about carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's more about understanding the power of our individual and collective intentions. Every thought, every emotion, every action, it all adds to the overall vibration of humanity.
So it's less about blame and more about, like, empowerment. So even small acts of kindness or moments of, I don't know, raising our own consciousness, they can actually make a difference.
Precisely. It's about shifting from a sense of helplessness to recognizing our own inherent creative power. And remember, we're not alone in this. Both Steiner and Ra point to the existence of benevolent beings and spiritual forces that are out there supporting humanity's evolution.
Right, like the wanderers we were talking about, those cosmic helpers who incarnated here. It makes you wonder, are there other ways these higher densities interact with our world? Like, what about all the UFO sightings and alien encounters? Are those real? Or are people just imagining things?
Ra actually acknowledges the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations and their interactions with Earth, both positive and negative, but it's a really complex topic, often hidden behind secrecy and misinformation.
So no easy yes or no answer then. I guess that makes sense. We're dealing with spirituality, science, government cover-ups. It's a tangled web.
Exactly. It takes a lot of discernment, critical thinking, and a healthy dose of skepticism, especially with so much information out there.
That's a good point. It's so easy to get caught up in the sensationalism, but it's important to approach these topics with a critical mind. Now, both Steiner and Ra talk about humanity being on the verge of this major shift in consciousness, a transition to fourth density, as Ra calls it. If our choices are shaping this transition, what can we do to navigate it, I don't know, consciously? Like, should we stock up on cosmic survival kits or something?
Maybe not a survival kit in the literal sense, but preparing ourselves inwardly is definitely essential. Things like cultivating self-awareness, aligning with love and unity, and choosing service to others. These are all ways to raise our vibration and help the planet evolve in a positive direction.
So it's not just about waiting for the shift to happen, it's about actually taking part in it.
Exactly. It's an invitation to step into our roles as conscious co-creators, to embrace the challenges and opportunities of this pretty pivotal moment in human history.
Okay, listeners, we've really covered a lot of ground today, from the astral realms to the densities, from hidden languages to cosmic helpers. It's been a mind-bending journey, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a mix of awe and excitement.
It's a natural reaction to encountering such profound ideas. It's like we've been given a glimpse into a much larger reality, a cosmic tapestry woven with mystery and possibility.
And the journey doesn't end here. I encourage you to explore the sources we've discussed today, Steiner's lectures, and the Law of One, and keep diving deep into these fascinating subjects.
And as you delve deeper, approach these teachings with an open mind and a discerning heart. And be willing to question your assumptions. The journey of spiritual discovery is always ongoing, full of surprises and insights just waiting to be uncovered.
A huge thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the unseen realms. We hope it sparked your curiosity and inspired you to explore the depths of your own being and the vastness of the cosmos. Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep expanding your awareness.